Hello and welcome to another day in the Milky Way. Oh my goodness, it's a good day in the Milky Way when I got Cortney on from Stars of the Morning Light. Thank you for coming. Oh my goodness, it's been a while since I've had you on.
I know we haven't talked in a very long time. I love being here with you, Robert. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you've been so busy. Just give us a quick update of what you've been up to, doing. You've been
Um, Post the big event that I hosted in September, I did need to take a little bit of break because I held a lot of space for like hundreds of people for 2 days. Um, and then it's October. I mean, for a lot of people, this is their prime time. So it's just been busy off of YouTube. I'm slowly getting back to doing the videos on YouTube, but I'm always doing the Emerald tablets.
absolutely. I
Yeah.
love the Emerald tablets. I try to catch live as best I can, but you know how it goes.
Yeah. You know what? I do live when it's good for me because you
Hmm.
can catch it whenever you need to. Yeah.
That is for sure.
Right.
Um, anyway, yeah. Well, like it says, I try to catch everybody when I can. A lot of times I'll catch you live and I'll just put you on the thing and listen to it as I work and stuff. So it's
Yeah.
all good. But
And
for this,
happy Halloween, Robert.
yes, happy Halloween. And tonight we're here to talk about nothing other than magic.
Magic.
Yes, magic,
I
magic,
love
magic.
magic.
Because magic is all about it. That's what Halloween is. It's the day of the
Uh,
dead. The dead rise and the magical things happen. It's the end of one season and the beginning of another. It's like the leaves are falling. You can see the changes in the air. Um,
oh, big time. Yeah.
yes, but for hundreds of years this has happened, and it's just the way things are, and so it's a great time to celebrate it. The magic in the air, the
Magic.
you know
All of it. Yeah.
and everybody would, I think they would be, sometimes people are afraid of the dead, but really it's a celebration of the dead, I think, because,
It is.
they're people take it the wrong way, like, ooh, spooky, and really
Yeah.
it's not quite as spooky as you think.
Yeah. And
People,
Day of the Dead is actually November 1st. And
yes.
it's in honor to our ancestors. And a lot of people that work in magic, they work with their ancestors. And yeah, it's in reverence to them. It's not a spooky thing.
Yeah.
Well, some people might consider it spooky. I don't know. Um, but Halloween is the same kind of more Western idea of that.
Yeah.
That's why we dress up in costumes. Originally, it was so we could hide ourselves from the spirits that are coming.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah, there's all kinds of different customs, and the Celtics really made the a lot of the customs that dress up and dance around the fire with the druids kind of thing, and then
yeah.
then the Romans kind of seen that, and then they took a lot of that. They had a similar celebration, um, and then they made it into this new thing, and then there you go. Here's your Halloween
Can
kind of
I
deal.
can I do it's like not related but kind of related. Can I
Yeah,
do a interesting fun fact
yeah.
before we
Go
start
ahead.
talking about magic because I love magic.
Yeah.
Jack-o'-lanterns, how
Yes.
we carve them, we put them out to ward off any spirits.
Yeah.
Do you know when the slaves were trying to go through the Underground Railroad, they're walking in these dense, dark forests.
Hmm.
They would do jack-o'-lanterns themselves and put them on a stick or carry them
Hmm.
because then if there were any white man around in the forest too, they would get freaked out by the face and
Oh,
run.
that's really good
That's
information.
some
I didn't
smart
know that.
thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because the well the well, they all had superstitions. People were very
Yes.
superstitious back in the day, and
Yep.
especially the white man who came.
Yep.
He had the religion stuff really freaked him out. There was God and there was the devil, and the devil was
Yep.
out to get you. The fiery. You've heard of they're probably in the South yet. The fiery
Yeah.
sermons. You're going to hell,
You're good.
and
Yeah.
God's fury will come down and smite you.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I learned that years ago and I was like, that is some wise stuff because we all still do it, but they just reversed it. Like, nope, we're going to make you think that there's something bad out here.
Yes.
So I always love telling that at Halloween because it's like, wow, the different ideas and different concepts that we can take
Yeah.
and reverse it, do whatever we want with it to help us in our benefit. Magic. That's magic.
Mm.
You know,
Yes.
if we
Yeah.
want a definition, that's magic. We are magic. Everything's magic.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
if we, at any time, okay, we're going to take what's out there and we're going to reverse it and make it happen. Yeah.
well, exactly, exactly. Well, I did a little research on it, and we got a few things to start with. What makes up the basic principles of magic?
Are you asking me or did you
Yeah, do you?
research it?
No, I researched it. Do you know?
I'm curious what you have. I'm curious what they have to say. I mean,
Attention and intention.
attention and intention.
Yes. I mean, attention means you have to do the work.
Mhm.
You have to pay attention. You have to focus, and then you have to have your intentions set to focus. You have to believe. You have to imagine. You have an imagination. You have to have the emotion and then the clarity. Those are the four things that you really need to focus on this magic stuff. Now, what do you need to do magic? People, well, they got to have all kinds of things. Oh my gosh, you got to have your magic wand,
Yeah,
hocus
no.
pocus stuff. You got to have, things like, your little thing, the scrying thing,
Honestly, I would say if you feel like you need to have something at
yes,
first, because no, you can do magic anytime you want.
that's
You know,
right. You are right on the
that's the
button.
great part about being magic yourself. You
Yes,
know,
we are
um,
magic. We don't need any of those things. We don't need the
yeah,
candles, the cloaks, the crystals, none of that. All of that stuff is to help us
right,
believe
yes,
to focus that intention and
right,
get our attention because people, there are you, me, everybody.
yeah,
I'm not excluding anybody out of this because most of us we can't keep attention very long. We're like a goldfish. Worse.
that's what, when you said those two words, attention and intention, that was my first thought.
Yeah.
Most people can't, and it's not just even like while you're focusing.
Mm-hmm.
It's also while you're driving a car and this and that. Like you don't lose the belief, you don't lose the hope, you don't lose the knowing that
Yes.
yes, it is.
Yes.
Which is
Exactly.
very hard to do.
So when people do things to have intention and attention, they'll cast a spell, and
Mhm.
that spell will have or they'll use things to focus. Like you can see here, you got yourself a crystal ball, and you got a candle, and you got books that you could read out of or write in. you
Right.
know these are things that are focusing your intention. I mean, I don't know how many times people says, light a candle. I like Nina, she was talking about, I'm gonna light the black candle,
Right.
to and or the you go to the gypsy and she gets her crystal ball out. She's focusing and telling you your future by focusing her intention into the crystal ball, right?
Yep.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, but so that's the thing though. That's when we start riding the line of like, is this pageantry? Is this for show? Or is it legitimately you need this to focus?
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
and that's it. But most people, can't focus. The ways
I
to
know.
focus. What are ways to learn how to focus?
Yeah.
What
Well,
do you
a candle is really good. I've had to those those that I've taught stuff to and
mm-hmm,
pertaining to more magic. Um, I tell them to light a candle to focus, to just get that focus going,
mm-hmm.
stare at that flame, you know. So
Yes.
yeah, I do understand having tools,
Yes. Yes.
especially
The
at wherever you are in different degrees. And
mhm.
like I was gonna say, if you're at the beginning, your best bet is to have the four elements.
Yes. So here we go with the first thing, you need to learn how to focus. Go to a quiet place, stare at some nature, like you said. You're going to meditate, so you can clear your mind and learn a little bit of focusing. You're going to get to this quiet place like this. I just pulled this up, but you're going to go someplace that makes you happy, that's quiet, maybe some running water. That's a lot of people love to hear the running water. I don't
Yeah.
know, but
Yeah.
but
They do.
that's one of those things to do. Learn how to focus. Then once you do that, you're gonna come out a little bit better. You're gonna be on top of your game. You're gonna get that candle out, and you're gonna be able to focus on that candle. And
Robert, I have to say, for me personally, and I believe that people, because when you're going to do a spell or you're going to do that, you're already pretty much there. You're
oh
already
yeah,
pretty much consciously there. My biggest thing is more so when you're not in doing the spell and you're doing the dishes, you're, like I said, you're doing your normal day. How do you redirect the mind back to that first focus and intention?
yeah. Well,
That's
and
really a big key
and
to
that
magic
is
and
that is
practicing and experiencing it.
that is right on the money where I'm going with, and I got something for that too. Uh, you know, well, the thing is, and I got this here, and this isn't the best representation, but it's the one I came up with quickly. But it does represent something, and it is, you want to write your intention down. And then you want to give it to the universe, or you want to make a sigil. This here is a sigil wheel, and but you could pick out one sigil, make your own sigil, tape it on the wall, and then every time you look at that, or roll it up, you don't even have to show it to anybody. Roll it up and put a pretty ribbon on it, set it to the side, pin it to the wall, and then your intention, every time you see that, your subconscious will go there. This is an elaborate one, where somebody wrote down a whole bunch of stuff that they want or whatever. But it's a sigil wheel. It means a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
But these are sigils, and they all mean something.
Yeah, Robert. I love that idea.
Because it's your subconscious mind that's the powerful thing.
Yeah.
You're thinking about it, and when you make this intention or this spell or whatever you're doing, you don't have to tell anybody. Don't tell people about your spell. You don't go around bragging about, I did a spell, I'm going to win $10,000, blah, blah, blah. Because guess what's going to happen to you? They're going to cast doubt. No, you're not.
I was going to say, there's naysayers everywhere.
Yeah. And once they start casting that doubt, then you start doubting. And then once you start doubting, you stop believing. Then your belief is gone. Your imagination starts doubting. Your emotions of, yes, I'm winning, go to, maybe I won't. And then your
intentions,
your
Robert,
clarity.
I think you learned in my moon manifesting class that intentions are very closely related to our emotions.
Yes. All of those things that you talked about are in there in a magic spell. And you have to believe, you have to imagine, you have emotion. You got to have, that's the biggest thing us humans have to make a magic spell. We have our mouth, we can say things, and then we also have our emotions.
Right.
And
that's why I try to tell people to check their motives.
Oh yeah.
Because when we are talking about magic, I mean, there's slippery slopes in magic.
Oh yeah.
And so we got to check our motives, which means a whole lot of checking those emotions.
Yes.
That are going to fuel those intentions.
Yeah, so, you don't want to get going too much, because you may turn into the Wicked Witch, casting spells.
I agree.
You don't but doing spells and stuff like that does not make you a witch. It doesn't make you into this black witch wearing the hat and casting spells upon you. Anybody can wear a hat. Look at, look, I'm a wizard.
There you go.
And
I will say, Robert, I think when it, like how I was just saying, slippery slopes, because
mhm,
unfortunately, I know a lot about the dark.
yeah,
And what happens out of, well, what I've witnessed and what I've experienced is, we'll be doing spell work and then our motives end up getting messed up because we're in fear or we feel like we need power, we're insecure of something or what have you. And we start doing a simple spell to gain more power, gain, whatever, cure the fear, whatever it may
yeah.
be.
So
And then it
with
comes
with
in
with
and
that,
it's
is
slow.
there black magic and white magic, or
Oh,
just
definitely. Yes.
magic?
No, well, okay. So, like, that's what I meant. So, yeah, no, there is dark. And it's kind of insidious in the way of like, it's kind of like a drug dealer. I hate saying it, but it is. Because you'll be hanging out, not feeling so well, angry. And
Hmm.
black magic will show up and be like, just hanging out. And I'll go, hey, I got something that'll help you with that.
Hmm.
It's free. Just do this. It's free. And you go home and you do it. And all that felt really good that night. I really needed that. And then, oh, he just shows up again and it's like, hey, how'd it go? Oh, that was really good. And it just kind of keeps giving you a little bit, a little bit. And then all of a sudden, you're hooked. You're being controlled by the black magic. It is a thing.
Yeah.
But it's so slow. And it's usually based out of people feeling they want more power or it's their emotions. They're hurt. They
Yeah.
want to lash out on somebody else, whatever it may be. And so, yes, if I don't like necessarily saying black and white and good and bad
So
because all energy is neutral.
yeah.
All of it is.
So when you get caught up in it,
It's us.
could you you might end up like this. Yeah.
Yes, she's always trying to change me. Yes, it's control, it's
But
power.
that's exactly it. I'm glad
Yeah.
I had to put that one out there. I knew you'd love it. you know, she had one of those days. It felt really good. I turned him into that frog. I'm sorry. Uh,
Exactly.
you know, I,
See,
I
check our motives, people.
it felt so right. I can see it now. It felt so right at the time.
Exactly. It felt right at the time. And now I'm hooked and I can't get out. Yeah.
Yeah. What are we gonna do about this? but uh, but yeah. Anyway, it's just the whole point that magic is out there. You have to, know your emotions rule you, especially
Yeah.
women. Women, I'm not a woman, but I know they could go from a happy day to a bad day just in 10.2 seconds.
Well, we're better at expressing them.
Yeah.
That's the difference, I think. Because I know, man, men, if you get a bunch of men together, they're like little crying babies, in my opinion. Like, or when a man gets the flu, it's like, why are you crying? Like, stop. So I think what it is we express them all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, men are good at expressing so
Yeah,
much. I know I'm not that great at
I
expressing
know.
my
Yeah.
emotions or feelings and all that. Oh, geez, it just seems like to me it's like a waste of time,
Work.
but
Yeah,
it's work.
seems like a lot.
Yes.
It's like more work than actual work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So I try to do my best, but I'm a guy. You can't
I
expect
know.
more than that. But a girl, they come in a room and they can either make it light and bright or dark and gloomy, and you're like, oh boy, stay away from her. Whew. Or she's the light of the party, kind of thing.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
but
But
that's
you know
the
what? That's magic. That's
yes.
magic. So a lot of magic is creation, right? We're trying to create
Yep.
something, an outcome, something.
Hmm.
So there is a lot of feminine in magic. There
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh, I,
So
I totally agree. There was this good story, and I can't remember where it was or how it was. It was about this lady. She was the old lady on, the back 40 kind of thing, and people would go to her. This was a story from down south, And they she was kind of did the witchy thing,
Yeah.
and people would go to find out their fortune or whatever, and they'd bring her something, and she would like, okay, and she had this little bag, and she had bones in there,
Mm-hmm.
and she'd throw the bones down, and she'd
Mm-hmm.
read the bones, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she did that for
Yeah.
many years, and then she was getting really old, and she's training an apprentice, a kind of in a way. And this young gal came over, whatever. But when the old lady died, she left her the bones, and she said, she told the girl, she wrote her a letter and said, all these years, are these bones magical? No.
No.
When the people came, I just told them what they needed to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was the magic. The
Yeah.
bones were the tool.
Yeah.
And they didn't need all the hocus pocus stuff. They just
No, but the thing
needed.
is people want, like, even let's say I go do a fair and I'm doing
Yep.
Akashic readings for people.
Yeah.
If I didn't have some kind of something in front of me, then they're just going to be looking at me.
Well, yeah.
People
You
want
set
to
up.
see something. Yeah.
You set up something like,
Mm-hmm.
say, this, and I show up and I go, oh my gosh, this is all. And you're gonna tell me what? What are you gonna tell me? Oh, I get right away. I get into the mood,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then you're in there, and you maybe have some music in the background, and
Right.
you're pining over your crystal ball or
Right.
whatever you're doing. You light some more candles. Oh,
Right. It's
but
the ambiance.
the ambiance, yes, and you're saying some magic. It all looks official. You're wearing a black a gown, and you got the hat on, and they're thinking, holy cow, this lady's the real deal.
Yeah.
And and then they believe you because you are the real deal to them.
Yeah, you look the part.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
But you know what is also, I will say, that is some kind of the fun of it, though.
Yeah.
It is the fun of it because it's, in your normal wearing jeans and running to the store, you're not dressed like most people. I do know a lot of people that dress like that every day. But so you do get to be that for a moment. But is any of that pageantry, like I said, any of that stuff actually doing the job? No. We do the job. Yeah.
Yeah, but
humans do.
The question is how to get you to do the job and get them to do the job, because you're trying to convince them in a really short amount of time, or read them and make them believe, because when they come in, you have to make them believe and imagine and have that emotion and the clarity that you are giving them the information that they need.
Right.
Without that, you got nothing.
Right. And that's why a lot of those kind of setups are there, because people need to believe.
Yes.
I mean, I believe in myself wholeheartedly. Mm-hmm. I believe in what I do wholeheartedly. Mm-hmm. But and especially like if they're nervous or there's apprehension or whatever it may be, they need to be able to feel. And usually there needs to be a mood, a setting. And then I'm good at my job. The rest is from that point on.
Yeah.
They better be, whoever's doing the reading, whoever's doing the spell for you, whoever's doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Being good at their job will be the proof.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, for instance, when somebody goes to, let's do something everybody can relate to. People have gone to church. You go to the church, and it's this immense building. And, those big ones like in England or something, or even here, they got some of them. And you can walk in, and any little sound is radiating off the walls. And they got this huge organ that's 10 times bigger than it needs to be. And they got, all these fancy gold things around and pretty colors and whatever, and I mean, and statues and crap. And it starts getting you in that mood like, oh my gosh, this is something special, this is, but But the thing is it would would that priest have as much effect on those people if he just was outside on a bucket telling them the same thing?
That's the proof in the pudding. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the difference. Is the message. The
Hmm.
message should always be more powerful than the environment.
Yeah, but to
But
get his message
oftentimes,
across,
right?
he.
Oftentimes, like with all, pretty much with my work though,
Hmm.
like my office is set up because usually by the time somebody comes to me for whatever service it is, the moment they step into my office, they start crying. It's just,
Wow.
it's my job. It's what I do.
Hmm.
Um, so my office is always, it's or it's, low lights,
Hmm.
comfortable. You're in a safe place because that is what's, I would say 8 out of 9 or 8 out of 10 times,
Hmm.
that's what's going to happen. They're gonna need to cry before I can even do whatever my service is.
Wow.
So once again, the environment, yeah,
Hmm.
same as like with a church. You
Hmm.
want to go in, you feel comfortable, feel those tall ceilings is to make you feel like God's more present,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Um,
So it's
so yeah,
overwhelming, and
yeah,
like
it's
I'm
all
in
the
this.
same
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
and it's
If it
for
wasn't.
service. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And since my house doesn't look like that, I've got used to that. And then I feel, yeah, and it's just all the thing. But it's to trick the mind,
yeah,
to help you focus or to get you in the mood. But that's what
yeah,
magic is. It's that it's a mind thing to make your intention
yeah. It's
and intention. So like I said, go out, make a sigil, do something simple, light a candle. Those type of things work just as well as the big hocus pocus spells that you could cast. And that's the way
oh,
I look at it.
definitely. It's all mind.
Yes,
All of it is mind.
yes, yes,
Like I
absolutely.
said, all energy is actually neutral. It's our consciousness that gives its like identifying marker.
Hmm.
And because our consciousness is so attached to our intention, which is attached to our emotions, we're the one that's going to say, I'm going to do this in love, or I'm going to do this in another way, and
I
it's
heard
all mind.
I heard a good one today, and the guy said, "Don't love, don't do it in love, because it gets so misunderstood. You
Hmm.
have to care. There's a big difference between caring
Compassion.
and
Yeah.
loving. And a lot of
Yeah.
people, oh yeah, I love that, but nobody really cares. Do you really
Yeah.
care? So
Yeah.
focus more on the care, he says,
Yeah.
and you have to care about things, and that helps it too. So
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh, that's
that is a good
lovely.
point. That is a
That's
good point. I never
lovely.
thought of it like that. Just
Yeah.
like I've been reading about the Indian stuff, and they didn't worship anything; they adored.
Mhm.
There's a difference between I adore you and I worship
I
you.
can't believe you're bringing this up, Robert, because
Mm,
I've actually, like, for about 3 weeks,
mhm.
I've been just almost every other day. In my head at some point, I'm like, why do people think they got to worship something? I don't even,
Yeah,
like,
because they
why is
because they
that
were taught.
such still
They
a
were
big
taught.
thing?
They were
You're taught, but what psychology is going to tell you
psychology.
too
Yeah.
is that it's actually ingrained in humans, and it might be now because of so many centuries and cycles,
Hmm.
but we don't have to, there is no worshiping. We are a part of the same system.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Why?
work along with,
And, and
we adore, we care as we adore and care for each other. It's very
absolutely.
odd to me. Like my
Two.
brain every 3 days is like, why are humans doing that?
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. It's a psychological thing.
Yeah.
Gets us messed up. We're like you said, humans are ingrained to follow something or to do whatever. But once you start screwing around with the words, it really gets you confused on what you should do.
Yeah.
You know.
It's,
But
well,
anyway,
we
we
don't need to worship anything
that's
because
right.
we're
Don't.
all a part of the same whole.
Yes. Don't worry.
Even with the beings we're thinking we have to worship, there
Yes.
is no above or below, or it's beside and beside.
Yes.
And so my brain like really struggles, and I don't know why. That's just been like a wave of conscious for me the past few weeks of
You,
annoyance. I,
yeah, you
there's no
can
other way to put
admire
it.
and you can adore, but don't worship.
Yeah,
Worship is a whole different
exactly.
animal.
But it's the same, Robert, as I admire and adore you. I think you're wonderful.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
same vice versa. It's actually the exact same, but we're programmed. But it's been such a long program that psychology will really tell you, like it's in our DNA, damn near,
Hmm.
to have to
Yeah,
have to worship something.
yeah.
Well, you know what? That's not the case. That's,
Well,
you
yeah.
know, we
Well,
didn't
that's
come in with that, so we
mhm.
don't need to have it. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we've hit our 30-minute mark, so we got
Hey,
because this is
Robert,
a short.
I real quick
Yes,
before
go
we
ahead.
can go, can I sing song?
Absolutely, that's the best.
Excellent. Okay, cool. This is actually from the elementary music teacher from Waukegan, Illinois, growing up. So it's not mine, but it's awesome. Okay. There was an old man named Skin and Bones. Ooh. He lived nearby the old graveyard. Ooh. I went to his house to take a look. Ooh. I opened the door and boom! I know most people probably couldn't hear it because I wasn't really prepared to sing, but it's so much fun.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I love it.
Yeah.
Go out and do that to the kids this
Yes. I used to
this
drive a
year.
school bus and I loved it.
That is cool. That is good. Now, remember, we're all dressing up and going over to Nina's on the 30th of October. Check her out. We're all going to put costumes on. It's going to be a lot of fun. Go over to Nina's. She's selling tickets for prizes, readings, and things like that. It's going to be a blast. So check her out over there. I'll be there Sunday night. It'll be a lot of fun. What a blast. Can't wait.
Yes. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Yes, happy Halloween, and hopefully we'll come back with some more Halloween specials before the end of the month. Okay, everyone. Remember, go out, be the frequency you want to receive, everyone. I love y'all. We'll see you sooner than later, I hope. And
Yeah. Thank you
great
for
show.
having me, Robert.
Absolutely. It's been the best. I love